We start the program with matters the Turkana Cultural and Tourism Festival. That particular festival is starting today. President William Ruto is expected to preside over the launch of, or rather the opening of the particular festival. We want to join our reporter Abdiaziz Hashim, who has been on the ground throughout the preparation process and until today with a very able team behind him there. Abdiaziz, what is the latest from Turkana?
Well, good evening from Broadcasting House. It is literally, in the words of Generation Z, it is sunning here in Turkana County. Of course, 37 degrees Celsius when it comes to that particular matter. Nonetheless, every resident of this particular devolved unit have braved the early scorching sun to be here at the KBC Cultural Center for the 7th edition of the Turkana Tourism and Cultural Festivities, where we do understand in the next few minutes the chief guest, who is President William Ruto, will be coming to this particular event. But given that this is business check, we can confirm to you a number of business operators have pitched tent in this particular area, selling goods from ornaments all the way to clothing, as well as to the foods and culinary of this particular community, just to eke a living. And of course, security operators are within and without this particular KBC Cultural Center to ensure that there is a 24-hour economy, given that this particular event will be running for the next 3 days or so. Of course, behind me you can see various performers are preparing for this particular festivities in order to ensure that they perform ahead of the president's visit. Now, you do remember, Kiptum, this cultural festivities were halted for 2 years now, given for the COVID-19 outbreak that was witnessed since the 2020 to 2021 all the way to 2022. But the edition is once again back, and of course many of the community residents here in Turkana County are elated with this particular festivities, just to ensure not just to benefit economically but culturally. We have been able to speak with a number of government officials who have been into this particular county. It started yesterday with Dr. Alfred Mutua, who is now the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism. He says that this particular festivities will ensure that the tourism in this particular great county known as the Cradle of Mankind is a little bit boosted, given that this particular area has been dogged normally by insecurity, which has improved later. Of course, rather than later, to assure that the security of this particular region will be ensured so as to ensure that this particular festivities, as well as learning, as well as the daily operations of the operators, are on. Now it is octane activities here at the KBC Cultural Center, from performance what they can in the coming days. But we can confirm to you that there are various tents that have been set here at the Cultural Center, which is massive to say the least. You know that Turkana is a very rich area, not just for the people but the community and the culture itself. So the other side of the Cultural Center, of course, that is where the ornaments and other clothing materials that are being sold in that particular region, so that they can also make a living at the end of the day. But any moment from now, President William Ruto will be making his way to the KBC Cultural Center. Last night he held a meeting with leaders, and of course this morning we also understand he held a meeting with the elders and the other political leaders in this particular region. Of course, we'll be duly informing you once the president will be arriving. Of course, we'll be handing out over to this particular Kenya Broadcasting team that is here at the KBC Cultural Center. But we can affirm to you right now is that President William Ruto is a few minutes away, so that he can kickstart. Of course, you can see behind me the performers are of course going on. They're preparing themselves in how they'll be ensuring on how they're arranging themselves once the president arrives. You heard it from Sarafina Robi, as well as Nancy Okware, even JJ Kuria. We're here to cover this particular people. Of course, they are ensuring, apologies for that for our dear viewers. We're trying to organize this particular area, but these are the women that will be performing. You do know that women play an integral part, given that yesterday was the African Day Girl Child. Today we're still celebrating the ladies of this particular county, who play a critical role, not just making houses, but they are the backbone of this particular community, and will be sharing that particular piece in our subsequent bulletins. That is what we can affirm to you right now. But I want to hand it over back to you, Betty Kiptum, there in our studios. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. We'll be coming back in a short while. Back to you, Kiptum.
Thank you very much, Abdiaziz Hashim, there coming to us from Turkana County at the Ekales Cultural Center, where the Turkana Tourism and Cultural Festival is set to start today. Of course, as JJ Kyoria told us yesterday, around 300 groups are going to be performing during that festival, and President William Ruto, of course, will be leading the opening of the festival this particular morning. Remember that if you are not yet in Turkana for that festival, do not worry. KBC will be bringing you the live proceedings of that particular event. Of course, that could happen anytime from now, so do stand by for that.